Hey divas! Welcome to my first story time. I am so excited to do this video. I got the perfect space for it. I wouldn't say perfect story, but I got some good stories. I have tea. My stories be lit. Trust me, I'm not here to be doing no clickbait. If I put something in the title, it's because it's real. So today's story it's disturbing, and I get a lot of like laughter and those kinds of reactions when I tell these stories to people, but it's serious. And when I'm going to be telling the story, I'm going to be smiling and laughing because sometimes, you laugh when you're shocked, and it was just craziness. But what happened in the story, I don't condone. It's not good. It's just, I'm going to express how I feel about the situation in general and like what people should do and things like that. So I will be getting in details about that because this is some mess. But let's just get into this story. So this happened either the end of the school year in 2016 or the summer of 2016. And I was living by Bayside. So I was in the Midtown area, Biscayne area. I'm from Miami, Florida, currently live in New York, but this was back when I was home. I miss home so much. So me and my friend, as usual, we were gonna go out on the weekend and we were gonna go to Bayside. So we were gonna take the trolley, and the trolley is like this free bus that goes around certain parts of Miami. So we're gonna take the trolley on Biscayne to Brickell because before we went to Bayside, we needed to go to the bank, take out some monies. So we got on the trolley and we sat in the second seat behind the driver, right? And so there was a seat in front of us that was empty. So then this man comes onto the bus and he was like deep caramel tan skin tone. He looked Hispanic. He was bald. He was wearing all black. I know he was wearing all black because it makes sense considering what this man did. So he sat in the seat in front of us. So he was directly behind the bus driver, and there's kind of like this cubicle thing. It's kind of hard to remember, and I don't know if they updated the trolleys or nothing, but it's not secluded, but it has a little wall thing between the bus driver and the person and whatnot. So I was looking at this man because I noticed his phone. He had one of them big Android phones, not the ZTE, but it was the exact same phone as mine. So I had one of them giant, black Androids. And I was like, oh, this man, he has the same phone as me. And I was looking at him and I'm like, this man is moving a little bit funny. Like he's shifting and moving. Like, what's wrong with him? He got a tick. He itching. Like, what's happening? And then I kept looking. I'm like, oh my gosh, this man is playing with himself. I was like, okay, he's playing with himself. So I was like, girl, oh my god, look, the man, he's playing with himself. This is nasty, OMG. And then I pulled out my phone to like put on Snapchat. That's weird. It's like, how are you gonna record? But it was like I was shocked. You know how people be like, oh, look what this person is doing. Oh, you nasty, da 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 da. I was just like, OMG, I'm shocked. But I couldn't get anything in the video. Good, because we don't need that in our life. That was just whatever. So I'm like, okay, this man is nasty. We were kind of like laughing, like in shock and whatnot. And then we're like, okay, we're gonna move away from this man. We don't need to be around this. And I noticed when he was doing his thing, he was kind of like shifting over to the side, kind of like as if he were glancing at us. And I was like, you're sick. So I was like, we need to move. And at that point, it was just the three of us and the bus driver. So, and we were all the way on the left hand side because that's where the driver's side is. So then we moved over to the right and we moved into like the middle section of the bus. And then he got up and he sat in front of us. So I was like, okay, he's specifically playing with himself to us. Like, it was just and the thing is, back then I have baby face now. So back then when I was actually 16, if I look 12 now, how old did I look when I was 16? So he knew we were underage. He was like, let me go on a public bus and masturbate to some underage girls. Like, yeah, I do my thing. I'm like, you're a psychotic, sick, like, you're disgusting. So then we were sitting there, we're like, this man is literally masturbating to us. And you know what really got me? This is the part that's just like, wow, like, this man is a pro. He is a pro. He's seasoned. He knows what he's doing. Let me tell you, this is not his first time, and I'm sad to say, I'm pretty sure it was not his last. So he had a black duffel bag with him, next to him the entire time. He unzipped his duffel bag and he pulled out Johnson & Johnson pink baby lotion. And I was like, this man, like, he have a duffel bag with his equipment to play with himself in public. Like, this man is a pro. He has his tool bag. So he took out the lotion, and you know, y'all know what he did. He used the lotion. You know, he did. He used the lotion. I'm like, this just. So we were like, okay, this man is nasty, and we moved all the way to the back. And in the back, there's a big long bench, and there's a big gap between the rest of the seats, because that's where they have like the wheelchair section and this whole contraption looking thing. So at that point, more people got on the bus. It was just Hispanic people on the bus. It was like a family and like a couple or whatever, and there was this man and his son, and the man and his son sat in the last seat on the right hand side, right before the back of the bus. And so he was I think they were either directly or they were directly behind him, so they pretty much sat where we sat at that point. So I'm like, this man does not care. And in the beginning, when he was in the front, he was kind of like closed off, doing like this, you know, doing the motions. But then when he got to the middle section, he was more relaxed, and he was like this. And this, by the time we were sitting in the back, this man did not care. He was just laid out like this, enjoying him. I'm like, so we've seen him from the beginning. We saw him in the front of the bus, in the middle of the bus, and we can see him all the way in the back of the bus, and all these people are just oblivious to what's happening. You have someone sitting in front of him, someone sitting to the left of him, someone sitting directly behind him, and they can't see anything. They can't see a thing. And it wasn't like we noticed him when he was like this. So you don't notice the man when he like this. When he got, you can't see. Or very puzzling. The bus was full. The bus was full, and ain't nobody see him. So I'm like, okay, this, no. So before we got on the bus, we told the bus driver we weren't really sure where we were going, and Brickell and blah blah blah. So I was like, let me go ask the bus man. Let me ask the bus man for some directions, like where are we getting off? It's time to get off this bus. Like, where is our first stop? So I got up and I had to walk by him, of course, because it's a little aisle. And as I passed him, he kind of like shifted over towards me, and like his thing, he was just all out. And I was like, oh my gosh, no. I saw things, you know, and I started screaming. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I ran to the bus driver, and I was like, where's our stop, where's our stop? And then the man, he got up, he was like, oh, okay, I'm leaving, I'm leaving. The bus driver was like, all right, your stop is coming up, I'll let you know when you guys need to get off. And the man was like, I'm getting off. And the bus driver was like, okay, you getting off, we can get off at this stop, you can get off the bus. Like, what you yelling at? Why y'all acting crazy? So the man thought I was telling on him. The bus driver didn't know anything that was going on, and I was just asking for some directions, but I was yelling and screaming because the man was all out. And I'm so happy that I don't have like an image burned or singed into my brain. All I can really remember is brown. Anything can be brown, so you know, it's not, I'm not scarred for life by that. But I'm like, this man, you really just. So he ran off the bus, and I remember telling my friend before, like, oh, we should tell somebody, we should call the, I said we should call the police. She was like, no. And I feel like when people are scared to tell, it's not because they don't think what's happening is wrong. We know it's wrong, but it's like you have a fear of what may happen if you tell. And I feel like that's so sad that you have to think like that. You have to think about, okay, how can me telling on this person negatively impact me? It shouldn't be like that. It should be easy. You should be like, okay, you're doing something you have no business doing, and it wasn't like he was doing something bad, but it was necessary, or he was in a, you know, a tough situation, and like, you're just doing something that is outright wrong. You have absolutely no business doing it. You're sick. You're disgusting. And so why should I feel scared to have, you know, worries about telling on you? Like, oh, you have to involve the police. I shouldn't be worried to deal with police. I shouldn't be worried that, oh, my parents are gonna be like, oh, now you can't go out no more. Oh my gosh, this happened. Like, all these things, it's like would have ruined our night. And we were doing specific things that night. We were going somewhere, and you know, that's a story for another time. That's different team. But it's like, that's messed up that we have to worry about that. You know, telling on somebody, exposing the bad that somebody is doing should be easy. It should be like, okay, I'm gonna tell on you, they finna handle it, and I can go on about my business without worrying about anything. So the fact that we didn't tell still kind of bothers me to this day, because that man, he was seasoned, he was a pro, and he was someone who was left unchecked. And if he was ever checked, he got off, because that man has family, that man has friends, and I'm pretty sure there are people who know what he's doing, probably who do the same thing, or people who know what he's doing but they just keep it on the hush, they don't want to tell nobody. And that's just, he needed to be checked. So I feel like, you know, how long has he been doing it for? And because we didn't tell anybody, what else could he have done that day? Did he just go home? Did he decide, okay, let me take it to the next level? You know, I hope that he got what he deserved. You know, it wasn't, we didn't serve him any justice, but I hope that man has been dealt with. I really do. And what really bothers me the most about this story is when I tell other people the story, specifically guys. Because when I tell girls the story, the instant, it's not just like, oh wow, that's so crazy, I'm sorry that happened to you. Be like, girl, that's crazy, you know what happened to me? It's, oh, this thing happened to you, let me tell you what happened to me. So we're just sharing stories about things that have happened to us, like, oh, I was on the train and someone was pushing up on me, you know, pushing up on me, yeah, things like that. And it's like, it's so sad that when you share your stories with other women in general, because anybody can go through things like this, but usually with other women, they have another story just like it. And I don't want to relate to anybody on this story at all, ever. I want to be the only person this ever happened to and the last person it happened to, but it's so common. But then when I sorry, my ponytail looking a little. But when I tell men stories about men misbehaving, they always find a way to like downplay it or laugh or make a joke of it. And I'm like, is this really how you feel? Like, it's not cute, it's not funny to be going through these things. And they love to, not all men, clearly, but let me say something. If I'm saying something and you're getting offended by it, it's because you either condone it or you do it yourself. So if you can go through this story as a man or woman, but especially as a man, and not be like, oh, offended and mad, then you're good. If you are, you need to evaluate yourself seriously, for real. But when I be telling them the stories, you know, they downplay it, make a joke out of it, and I'm like, that's not funny. Like, we go through this stuff and y'all just think we're always complaining. Like, I've been I don't even want to get too much into it, but I've dealt with so many situations that I should not have dealt with. And I'm 20 right now, and these things happened over the past year. So as a child, as a young girl, that's what was happening to me. I'm not on my grown woman ish yet, and even if I was, it wouldn't be right then. But as a child, and you have to go through these things for real. And they love, I hate when I'll be somewhere and like a dude is hitting on me or making me uncomfortable, and I'll tell another dude and he'll be like, oh, why don't you just get some free food, or why don't you just get some money? Really? That's what you think it is? Don't come at me with that. Y'all really be thinking like, oh, it's just all jokes, but like, I'm literally telling you right after something happened that I felt uncomfortable and I didn't like it. Like, men can help, because it's up to y'all. So when you're around your friends and you hear them making jokes or saying certain things or doing certain things, you gotta be like, oh, bro, like, nah, that ain't cool. And if they get defensive, oh, this is how I am, but well, that's not your friend. That shouldn't be your friend. And if you feel like that is your friend, or you feel like you relate to them, you need to evaluate yourself, because it's not right. You need to check them. You need to check them. And what I love to see is older men, or just dudes even my age, talk about what they would do if they have a daughter. Oh, she can't go nowhere, she can't have no boyfriend, da 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 da, I'm gonna lock her in the house. Why are you gonna lock her in the house? What's so wrong? What's out there in the world? Oh, men are out there in the world? Aren't you? So you know that okay, so you're aware. That lets me know. So you'd rather just lock up your daughter or never have a daughter than actually deal with the actual issue. Baby. That's the end of that story. I feel kind of weird saying I hope you enjoyed it, but I hope people feel comfortable to tell their story, especially right in the moment. Like, I know it can be hard, especially when you've dealt with something that is worse than what happened to us, to tell your story, but we can't stop anything if we don't know what's happening, you know. And we know it's happening, but we can't deal with the actual problem if no one's coming to tell us, like, this is happening right now, okay, let's try to fix it right now. And we need to work on making it easier and safer and more comfortable for people to come out and tell their stories, because it's not right. I shouldn't have had to wait all this time to tell this. And I still feel kind of weird, because I know, like, I'll have family or whatever watching it, and they'll be like, oh, why didn't you tell? And it's just, it's an uncomfortable situation, and it's not fair for me to feel uncomfortable telling about what somebody did to me to make me uncomfortable. They should be uncomfortable. That man is probably out here hopefully not, but enjoying his life, and I'm over here like, ooh, shaking in my boots telling the story. So I hope you guys, you know, feel empowered, feel comfortable telling your stories too. Let me know down in the comments. Make your own videos, talk to someone you trust, a family member, a friend, a therapist, somebody, and you know, you have to tell, because if you don't tell, it's not just about, oh, you need to tell so we can go get that person. You need to tell for yourself so you can release that energy, so you can release that pain, so you can start to heal. But can we get into this color coordinate, like, and you know, they're not even the exact same tone, but the lighting kind of makes them, the colors get together and be like, let's even out. And I love this top, love the clips, love these clips as well. They were available in my shop. They're currently sold out, but I will be letting you guys know when they are back in stock. Of course, I'm wearing my Diva Gloss, I'm wearing my bangs wig. If you didn't watch that video, go check it out. So, and here are my nails, they look so cute too. So, you know, I hope you guys learned something from this, feel comfortable coming out with your stories, male or female, it really doesn't matter. This is not like, oh, attack on men, but the people who are attacking me are men, so that's why I'm calling y'all specifically out. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as it could have been enjoyable, and thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, feel free to comment, and don't forget to follow, shop, and subscribe.